What's up folks, it's 2Bricks, and I am back today to show you the next section of my modular Hogwarts castle build. That will be the Viaduct. It is essentially just a bridge, so there's not a ton to look at with it today. But once we're done with the close-up, I'll bring it back over here to the layout, show you how it fits into the rest of the castle, and then we can take a look at all of that. You may notice my new backdrop behind me here. The minifigure wall has been completely redone and reorganized. We'll be having a video coming out about that fairly soon, and in fact an ongoing series of minifigure related content will be coming soon, so I'm very excited about that. But today we're here to take a look at just this little bridge here, and of course the instructions for this are available. Check the links down in the description. You can go to my Rubricable page and you can get this to add to your Hogwarts castle layout. So if you've been following along with the build so far, your Hogwarts looks like this, and soon it will have another piece attached. So very excited about that. The Viaduct, of course, connects us over to the Viaduct entrance hall, aptly named, which will be sort of over on this side of Hogwarts. But before we get to that, there's a large section right here that sort of connects together with the Viaduct entrance bridge, and the Viaduct entrance hall, and that's going to be coming next because it's the most directly connected into the castle. So we're going to be kind of building in parallel, and then we'll connect it on the other side. So really, really excited about that. But yeah, that's about all we're going to be looking at today, just taking a look at the bridge. So without further ado, let's get into the close-up. All right, so here is the model that we are going to be looking at today, and of course it is the Viaduct bridge. You can see here I've achieved the archways that we see running down the middle of these by simply staggering arched bricks front to back. Mostly because these don't come in a version where you can have them sit side by side like this. It would have to be a smaller arch, and that wasn't going to work for me. So just the simple solution, just put them one in front of the other, and I think that it works perfectly effectively, especially when it's in a sort of medium lit environment. When I have it sitting in Hogwarts, it looks like just one continuous row of arches to me, so I like that. I have the rockwork coming down here, so this is the part where we kind of enter into a gorge. So over here is the rest of the castle, and then the rockwork kind of builds up. And then on this side here, we'll be coming up against the Viaduct entrance hallway. So there's a sort of a little landing way here. It's sort of a flattened off thing, and there's kind of a cliff, and then the actual Viaduct entrance hall is here. So I just wanted to give the suggestion of the rocks coming down. There's a little bit of moss and stuff in here represented with some olive green pieces, and we have a teensy tiny little bit of stream trickling through there because this is supposed to be a time of year when the river is low. So this is the part of Hogwarts where Harry, at the end of the Goblet of Fire dragon section, he's flying through here to try to avoid the dragon, and it smashes into the bridge and dies, which sucks. The horntail was vicious, but it was very cool. So that's just the part for reference that we're looking at. It was then later changed. So if you imagine in the movies, if it was angled this way for movies 1 through 7, they then did this, and they extended it by about 5 times the length. And they had this be the scene where the statues are coming to life and they're battling against the giants and all that along here. And this bridge, rather than leading to the Viaduct entrance hall, now leads off to just sort of the mainland across the lake. So it's very weird that they did that. I understand that they wanted to have a cool sequence where the forces of the bad guys were attacking, but it definitely makes me, it breaks my my immersion into this world when I'm watching the movies, and I'm like, that bridge just doesn't go there. But of course I understand that the cinematics and the storytelling comes first, so the Hogwarts castle had to change to suit their needs, but whatever. I'm using these window frame pieces here in tan because they have the little archway at the top to represent the smaller arches. I think that works really, really well, and you have enough space here to place figures standing side by side on the bridge, so that works really well. It's connected in with a couple of Technic pins. I decided to go one Technic half pin axle and one regular Technic pin, so it's just a little bit easier to connect it. And I think going forward, for the rest of the castle, I'm going to be connecting it less and less. It's more going to be relying on just sort of sitting in place with just a guide, like maybe just using Technic axles in the future, because for the rest of the castle, it's not so essential that it all fits together exactly to the stud correctly, because it's not going to be sort of stacked up in the way that the first couple of phases of the castle were. The rest of it is just sort of buildings. So yeah, that's going to be kind of an easier time. You'll have a little bit of an easier time connecting those things together, so that'll be nice. So this is the end that goes into the castle that we have so far. So let's take it over to the layout and take a look at how it looks. All right, so here we go. We're back at the layout. This is the section here that we will be connecting the viaduct bridge to. So it's a 45-degree angle area that is set to come out here. So we're kind of going back on system, if you will. We're going kind of, straight again. So this is the section here that you're going to plug into this side. You can tell that it's got the larger protrusion of the rockwork on this side, and that's to go to tuck into this little corner here. So you just simply bring it up against here and plug it in, really nice and easy. And then there you can see Fred or George is on his way back from maybe a Hogsmeade visit. He looks like he's a little drunk. He's kind of leaning there and he's coming back to school. And now he can enter back into the castle. So very nice, very simple. And of course, I'm keeping with the very minimal representation of the rockwork. I really don't want to be spending or having you guys spend a ton of money building up tons and tons and tons of rockwork, where what we're really interested in is the castle. So I tried to keep it really nice and minimal. I think it fits in very nicely and just sort of completes that look without going too crazy. And we have, again, just the tiniest little hint of the river here that feeds into the larger lake that we're using our imagination to imagine is all the way out here. And just before we get going today, I just wanted to show you guys a sneak peek of the next section of Hogwarts, which is underway. You can see here I've pretty much figured out most of the exterior, although this is probably going to change a little bit with my new plans. But this is the section that is going to be plugging in to here. And then there is going to be a little bridge that goes across here, a secondary little bridge that connects to the viaduct entrance hall. So I just want to show you guys, I am working on it. It is in progress, but the interior of this is going to be scrapped completely. And I'm going to actually redesign the structure to be a lot more open-upable. That's a word I just invented for this series. So yeah, that's very exciting. So I'm going to get to work on this and hopefully bring that to you guys as soon as I can. Obviously, I do try to get these out as quick as possible, but this is a huge project that takes a lot of thought and planning. And when you kind of mess up, you have to do a lot of rethinking, and it's very unfortunate. But that having been said, I think we're definitely motoring and we're making great progress. So I'm super excited. All right, so that's going to be it for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you on the next video, and until then, mischief managed.